Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be going over the best way to grind for Operation Winter, the best way how I've noticed to be able to get the most achievements the quickest, and overall the most beneficial way to play in order to get there. As you may know, from 11 o'clock GMT on the 18th of December 2020 until 11 o'clock GMT on the 11th of January 2021, Operation Winter will be in effect, and there are countless vehicles here that are going to be achievable, and decals and camouflages if you can achieve them. From today's date, there are technically still 10 stars available, and you can still get any vehicle here. And if you don't want these at the bottom, these right here will be achievable for a very long time. In fact, there's only been 2 stars allowed so far. Today is the start of the 3rd star, so keep that in mind. So you still have plenty of time to be able to achieve all 4 vehicles, all 6 vehicles if you'd like to. So now let's get to the lineups that I recommend you should use, and as well as let's go over the stars and how to get stars and what do you need to do in order to get stars, as well as I'm going to be giving you some tips on what vehicles you should be using, and as well as what rank that you should be playing on to be able to get the most silver lions and get the most benefit for your playtime. I'm going to be picking out some vehicles I would recommend that you would use during this event to use for the most reasonable amount of kills, the fastest way to be able to grind. And of course, we'll be going over the achievements themselves in game, and as well as we will go over the achievements again in the menu. So far, for me, I recommend that you use, this is my account, obviously I had the most progress in on the German tech tree, which I may switch between these to give you the the best lineup, but you have to have something from the rank of 3 to the rank of basically 7, 6 in order to get that in case. So pretty much you need to get from rank 4, rank 3, rank 5, and rank 6 in order to be able to get there, so you need to keep that in mind. So pretty much any vehicle at rank 3 and beyond you can use. I would recommend using a premium vehicle though, because it's going to make you silver lions and the benefit. It's also, sometimes premiums have better guns than that of other vehicles. I've been using the KV-1B. If you don't know what this is, this used to be a very long time ago a event vehicle, and it's still quite fun to play to this day, even though it really can't do much. It's just fun playing it and ricocheting shells. But for me, for the Germans, a lineup I would recommend would be the Tiger 2E, and possibly like something like the Panther D, or if you don't want to play at that BR, maybe try the Panther 4G, try the Dicker Max, and try the Jag Panzer. Very strong lineup right here. Or even if you're a tank destroyer dude, you can literally just play the Norsen, the Styr Immel, and the Dicker Max, and as well as if you just want to play the Jag Panzers, you can also play that, or you can mix these together. Again, all these are between basically 5.7 and 5.3, and honestly, if you don't want to worry about this Panther, you don't even have to worry about it. It's going to have a very strong plate for a 5.7, so just keep in mind, I don't know any rounds that can really penetrate the front plate, so very powerful lineup. Now, if you're wanting to play from rank 4, the Wolfenstraker is very fun. The Tiger 2s are really powerful, but I would not recommend going on beyond this point, as going on beyond this point is going to get into the vehicles like that are semi-top tier that you're not going to be able to get, 8 or 9 kills in each battle, respectively, and you're not going to be able to get all of the silver lions you're going to need to, because a lot of the premiums here are very expensive compared to low tier premiums, like at tier 3, that are about 1,000 golden eagles, 1,500 golden eagles. You could literally go spend now that Operation Winter is in effect right now, and also the sale. You can buy the KV-1.2. You can buy a bunch of these premiums for about $15. So keep that in mind. You can buy 2 or 3 premiums, and you can use these to grind in game. So now let's get to the American tech tree, then we'll go to the Soviet tech tree, and then we will go to basically aviation for Britain, Japan and China, and also for America and Germany. And we'll just cover this really, really quickly, and we'll be right back. The American Tech Tree. Now, you need to have a vehicle, like I've said, a premium vehicle, or a vehicle from the rank of rank 3 up to rank 6. So you need to keep this in mind that, you can use anything beyond this point, but I would really recommend mainly using the Germans. Even if you're an American player, the best American lineup you could have would probably be the fighter lineup, as you can just get a lot of kills with the F4U, the F6F, and the F4U&C. Just keep in mind that's a very powerful lineup. Now let's go to the Germans, and as you can see, they're pretty stacked with a bunch of vehicles. Now, I don't have all of them researched, but they have a lot of fighters here that go very, very fast. 639 kmh. These are very, very fast fighters. They're very heavily armed. This is what I would recommend if you're trying to get the aviation stars, because they are just very powerful. And in case you have some golden eagles you'd like to spend, you can also buy some of these that are also going to give you a very powerful silver line and research buff while you're playing if you want to do that. Now let's get to the Soviets. And honestly, their lineup is fairly decent, but I really wouldn't recommend it just because they don't have as good of a lineup as others. They do have very good fighters, and they're very medium in BR, but I just don't really recommend the Soviets as grinding, because I've played Soviet Air on other accounts, my other account, excuse me, and it's fun, but really it's kind of a copy paste. It seems like of USA, not that it is, but it's very different. For Great Britain, it's about the same thing. Just basically use your fighters and your premiums. This is the basic information I can give you. So now let's get to that of Naval. So for Naval, Blue Water Fleet or Coast Water Fleet, I'd recommend you use Coast Water Fleet, just because it's a little bit quicker to research in my opinion, and as well as you can cap points a lot faster, and you just have to do damage, I'm pretty sure. So you can do a certain amount of damage, cap some points, and get a few kills that you can use in your Blue Water Fleet. But on all of these, I would highly recommend you play realistic battles, as playing realistic battles cuts your kill count into half, and also makes it so that when you want to kill someone, like for instance, like when you kill someone on here, you don't have to kill so many people, and as well as, in my opinion, you can use like in realistic battles, you can use a helicopter, a plane, a jet, and a tank, so you can technically work on all the stars at once. So keep that in mind. So now that I went over the lineups, I went over what you should use. Just remember these 3 tips, and we'll go to the event vehicles themselves. Number 1, remember to use a vehicle that you have that is spaded, something that you're not researching now, something that may have a talisman, something that may have something on it in order to give you a benefit. Number 2, make sure that the vehicle you are using is between the ranks of 3 and 6. Recommended, I really wouldn't recommend you, but just to use a vehicle between rank 3 and 4, as that is the most beneficial way to play. And number 3, of course, use a vehicle that does not have a high repair price. So recommend using the cheapest one, and as well as the one that is least frustrating to you when grinding for these event vehicles. So here we are. The Row 57 is a Italian premium. The BR is a French premium, personally my favorite. The Type K8 is a Japanese premium. The MiG-21 is basically a Russian export to Germany, without its advanced fighting stuff. And the Class 3P is just a ginormous vehicle that's about the size of the mouse, that is very lightly armored with a 105mm cannon. In the USS Baltimore, I just really wouldn't recommend going for. You can if you want to, but it just doesn't have the gunnery to match that the people at its battle rating when they showed it. So here is the stars. So you see that the first one you'll be able to achieve will be basically the EBR, the Type K8, and the Row Ho 70. All of these for 5 stars, and of course the top tier are going to be 10 stars. Now you can see that you can activate these decals. You can also get 4 different things, and as well as stars. We'll go over these very quickly. So as you can see, wireless control an aircraft vehicle of 3 or higher, that's why I recommend the 3, you need to cause 30,000 damage while controlling a sailor vehicle, and that's very easy by the way. Win 9 battles of an activity of 90 or higher, that's good. It captures 7 points, which is why I recommend me using speedboats, because you can get this very quickly. If you want to play both different ways, it doesn't matter. As destroying 5 of torpedoes is quite hard, because I've never actually destroyed someone with a torpedo. As tanker stars, destroy 50 enemies. Win 7 battles, capture 15 points, destroy 12 enemies in 1 battle, and help allies with 25 enemies. I'm guessing they changed this differently. I'm surprised they didn't just, give a little bit of a help to the realistic players. But I really would recommend a realistic, as it may take you a bit longer, but when you play realistic, you're working on both of these stars together instead of just one or the other, so keep that in mind. So with pilot stars, destroy 40 enemies or 20 in arcade, or 14 in simulator battles, win 9 battles with an activity of 60% or higher, drop 10 tons of bomb TNT on enemy bases, destroy 12 enemies in 1 battle, 4 in RB, 2 in SB, help allies destroy 10 enemy vehicles. And I remember there will be a winter sale that started today, so in case you need some golden eagles to get you a premium in order to help you grind some money and some SL while you're grinding this event, highly recommend you take advantage of it. So guys, this is my tips on how to grind, the best way to grind for Operation Winter. Hopefully you understood everything from this video, as I'm trying to get this out as quickly as possible, because I know how dang frustrating it can be to be late to an event, and I'm just going to tell you, you're going to be 100% fine if you can put in basically an hour a day of playing, getting 50 kills for tanks, or maybe even if you're just going for one vehicle, these small vehicles, it's not going to take much. In fact, you can pretty much wait until like the 1st of January to start grinding, as you can still get 10 stars, which means you can still unlock all of these vehicles. Now the thing I don't know is if you exchange 5 stars for this, if it takes them away. But I think I've heard that if you get 5 stars, you can exchange them for every vehicle, but I have not heard that to confirm. Put it in the comment section if you know. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, consider subscribing to my content and like the video so other people can see this video so we can help them. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.